Welcome to Pro Wrestling X. This match scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, and the opponent. And the opponent. And the opponent.
Net neutrality, no tier god, is the idea that all internet traffic is the same. That, say for example, Comcast is rolling out a video on demand service, and since they own the cable internet, they can say, hey, we're going to slow down Netflix's account because they do a competing product. So if you want to be a Netflix subscriber, you have to. Oh, it's really funny. I don't know what's going on with those guys in the background. No, so the idea, the net neutrality idea is to just that all traffic's created equal. Like no matter what, you can't charge more for one service than the other just because it's it's like a competitor. Like for example, down in I think it was Portugal that the meme was going around that they were charging customers access to certain websites. Like for example, like they were showing that you could buy a package that lets you access Facebook and Twitter and all that kind of stuff, and then otherwise you just don't have that access to it. Yep. Yeah. Net neutrality. The idea of net neutrality is just that all traffic's created equal. You can't slow down one website in favor of another, and that's what that's what these clowns are trying to get rid of. It's a load of crap, and so there's definitely a lot of good links out there. Random Cable's got a good one. There's a few other ones that are out there that'll Well, the idea, no tier. Think of it this way. Let's say, for example, trying to think of a good example. Like, okay, let's say, for example, I am a small business, and I want to compete with the likes of Amazon. Well, Amazon can afford to pay to release these blocks from, like Comcast and, Charter Cable and all these different places. But me as a small business, I can't start that up because I can't afford to pay the toll rate exactly. So like I said, it's just the idea that, again, it's kind of anti-competitive. There's a lot of really, really good examples. If you go on to a couple of these websites, they'll show you exactly what the concept is. All right, gang, sorry, I got a lot distracted again. Yeah, I would agree. He's just doing his job. He's a stooge he was a lobbyist for the cable companies, and so now he's just getting in there and doing his deal. They've been trying to do this for years. But what can you do? Just keep complaining. Keep calling your Congress people. They're listening. That to me feels like that's the biggest deal. Like that you gotta keep the internet open and free for any of this stuff that's gonna work. Ah, crap. Been playing this game called HQ. It's ridiculously addictive. It's like a live trivia show. You can actually win actual money on the internet. It's pretty fun. I just got eliminated. All right, gang. How's everybody been? I jumped into net neutrality and all that stuff right away. Sorry about that. It's good to see you guys after a week absence. I got a lot cooking here tonight. We've got bits and pieces. I'm going to be on vacation next week, so I wanted to make sure I squeezed in a Twitch tonight. Yeah, random cable. I kind of do the same thing. I usually get eliminated around 6, 7, or 8. I'm good enough to get that far. And oh crap! I had an extra life. I forgot that I could use, but I didn't get a chance to use that. Oh well. Sorry. All right. So yeah, got lots of bits and pieces here to get to tonight. I was going to wait for a few more folks to show up here tonight, but yeah, it's going to be like I said. We've got some good news coming up here. Yeah, I blew by. They gave me an extra life random cable, and I forgot that I had it, so I just wasted it by shutting it off. Oh well. No, so I got we got a message from Robert here today. I should read this to you guys verbatim because it's so great. The dude is like in full blown hype mode, which is awesome. Thanks, guys, and holy hell, I just got another cool feature completed. LOL. I'm on fire right now. So this is gonna be a fun couple of weeks. He's pretty jacked. He had a couple of messages that were like that. I was telling him, dude, don't get it wrapped up too soon. So we're gonna do. I don't know what it is. This is the God's honest truth. You guys that have been watching Twitch for quite a while, you know as well as I do that with Robert, it is pure performance art, less than game development, and by golly, nobody knows what's coming. It's pretty great. We were kicking around some different ideas earlier about just, hey, wouldn't it be fun ifs? But Robert is just, like I said, running like roughshod. He apparently had a build ready for us, I think he said a week ago, but he discovered some pretty nasty bugs in it, so he was trying to get that fixed up and ready to rock and roll. And he just keeps on going. So we never quite know what's going to happen with any of this stuff. So right now, what the current plan is for him to, like I said, he's going to try to get us a build whenever he gets it done. We just said, dude, keep rocking and rolling on it. We're just do what you got to do. And then we're going to take the next however long, maybe 10 days while, like I said, I'm on vacation, and all that kind of stuff, and really polish the hell out of it. Make sure it's not buggy and anything like that. And then probably, like I said, in 2 weeks for the next Twitch broadcast, we'll be able to hopefully, knock on wood, rock out a new build. But like I said, I have absolutely no idea what's coming. That's always like I said, it's always the beauty of some of this kind of stuff when it comes to Pro Wrestling X development. We had a couple of, I was trying to think of a couple of things I wanted to talk about here tonight. I had a couple of YouTube comments. There was a guy who kind of discovered a lot of our old videos and was kind of laying some comments in there and just kind of like, why can't you guys just get this done quickly? Why can't you just like pull together all your resources? I donate, I do all this kind of stuff. And I thought it was probably a pretty good idea to kind of touch base on some of that stuff. A lot of this is stuff that you guys have heard before. And but for him, and I'll just kind of throw this out there just kind of as a general, if you're kind of new to the project and like that, where the reason we're slow with this kind of stuff is because everybody's got day jobs, and everybody's trying to do what they have to do in order to kind of keep money coming in and careers going and all that kind of jazz. And so right now, indie development, video games are really, really hard. There's a lot of choices out there for video games. And it's really, really hard unless you've got a big ad budget and you're really, really slick and you kind of really catch lightning in a bottle. It's really hard to make a living at indie games. And so what we have to try to do is kind of piece it together and piece development as we have time, and just do the best we can, trying to just try to rock things out there. We know it's slow, and we know, and the thing is, we've, if anybody's been with the project since, I think Dave told me that this year is going to be 15 years coming up. Like it's going to be the anniversary of our very first newsletter. I should actually look that up while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. And so, like I said, it's tough, and so everybody's trying to do the best they can with this stuff. And so, yeah, it takes time. We're working on stuff to make that better. We're trying a couple of different ideas, and we're trying a couple of different avenues. But until we get there, we got it's got to just have a certain, it's going to have to be a certain pace for at least a little while. So we'll see. We're going to work really, really hard trying to get everything rocked out. Let's see. Trying to see how far back this goes. It's 28. Well, he might be right on. Let's see. Because all this stuff that was in 204. Okay, so the earliest newsletter that we've got on the website right now is 2001, and we're at like 800 something now. Let me see. I might have another place to check this. Let me see. Somewhere around here, we've got ourselves a. I've got a full sheet of like our newsletters and when the dates were. I want to find this out. So yeah, where I was going with that is like, if you've been waiting 15 years, hopefully you can wait a couple more months until we really rock this out. Like I said, I have no idea what's coming this week. We'll just have to see how it goes. But Robert is fired up, like you wouldn't believe, and so it's kind of fun to watch. Sorry, I'm distracted in things here. Try not to blind you with my bald spot here. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this, I guess. Okay, so it looks like newsletter number 1 must have come out somewhere in March of 2002. That's insane. That's insane. So we're older than 15. Dave was thinking that this year was going to be our 15th anniversary, and I think we're older than that. Holy crap! We're Sweet 16, gang. I'm typing this to Dave right now because he's going to die. Sorry, guys, I'm doing too many things here. I'm not being very entertaining here tonight. Apologies profusely here. Yeah, but isn't that crazy? Like I said, it's been an astonishing ride. Have you guys thought of setting up a Minds account to advertise your game? Remind me what that is one more time again. No, I remember you talked about that. I think a couple of weeks ago. Part of the problem is not so much it's not so much advertising as it is this. And again, you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, but I always get a little nervous about, like, I feel like we got one shot at it, and things are still probably a little bit buggy and a little bit unpolished, and I worry that they're going to see it and they're just boom, no, they're, oh, that's not any good. Now it's probably an overblown fear. But that's kind of why I've personally always been a little shy about advertising. Now, however, looking at this new Unity, like I said, what Robert is promising is going to be the last Unity 4 build, and that could be like the big could be the big close until we have a new version. And so that could be kind of where to put all the polish and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how it all kind of shakes itself out. No Tier God, if you could email me at this address, I would love to know more about that service. Just it can't hurt. Can't hurt. Because I would love to get, like Dave on podcasts and stuff. We got all these wrestling podcasts. There's almost too many podcasts. I can't keep up. And it would be nice to get Dave on some of these podcasts and stuff and start telling our story a little bit. And like I said, the way that this game is shaping up, with this Halloween arena, I'm so blown away by this that it looks so good. Now, granted, I don't play a lot of the new games, so maybe relative it doesn't, but God, to me, I think this looks fantastic. So yeah, I know we're slow, but we're doing our best, and hopefully, like I said, Dave is working some mojo to see if we can maybe remedy some of this stuff in the future. So we'll see how it goes. So 2018 is going to be an interesting year. I've been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of the deep thoughts about where we're all headed, and how 2017 has just been one of the strangest years I can remember on so many fronts. And so I'm feeling very reflective these days and looking towards the future about where I'm headed personally, professionally, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of a slow night, Random Cable, but that's okay. Like I said, I didn't do a very good job of promoting it tonight. I forgot to get forgot to get a notice up there, but it's okay. It's okay. We have a lot of people that'll watch on YouTube and all that stuff later. And like I said, I'm not being super awesome here tonight. Anyway, not a ton of news, not a ton of new stuff, but like I said, I don't say it enough, but especially with 2017, like I've been really thinking about a lot, like about how you guys, the fans, especially the guys here in Twitch every week, guys like Xeron and No Tier God, Random Cable, and all the usual crew. You guys have just been really tremendous. It's that it's easy to get down sometimes about this project, and you get kind of beat up sometimes that it's like, oh man, it's going so slow, and oh, there's this and that. But man, I tell you, you get in the chat and you guys are so positive. You guys are funny. You don't make me feel like a total dope up here. Just some old bald guy trying to put over a video game. You laugh with me, and sometimes you laugh at me. That's okay. But man, we can't thank you guys enough. Can't thank you guys enough. How your support this year, it just means the world, and it keeps us going. Believe me, this sounds like totally cliche, but I can tell you that everybody in the crew will watch these broadcasts, and they will see the interactions that we have, and they get fired up. They want to do more for you guys. This is why we're doing this in the first place, is that you guys have really helped us out. So the people that hang out on Twitch and the people that send us tweets every week, when I'm commentating Raw or the pay-per-views, or on Facebook, we get a lot of the same commenters over and over again. Now, some of them are on negative, some of them give us a lot of crap, and that's okay. We're some of it we got lumps we got to take, and we'll own it. But it really, you guys, your support really keeps us going, and that's why we're still doing this. This is just insane. But like I said, I know this is a little more reflective. Like it's more like a year-end wrap-up. But what I should do is I should take some time in December and see if I can put together like a best of Twitch highlight reel that just kind of like highlights all the funny moments and shows the progress of the game and all that kind of stuff. Sweet No Tier God, please do. We always read all your notes. It's great. We've got a whole pile of those achievements that we're looking at too. We'll take any and all ideas. It'd be great. Random Cable, have you ever considered replacing some of the 3D crowd with 2D crowd since they don't use too much memory? If you look, it's done. If you've looked in the once you get beyond the ringside crew. Let me pull this up so you guys can see. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. Because you're right, you can't see what's going on. Well, let me show you. Yeah. So all this back here is once you get beyond our ringside friends here. Once you kind of get beyond this first tier of people, yeah, baby, that's all flat. Like this is some flat Earth stuff. You can see. There's not a lot of dimension to these guys right here. But what's funny is these are all poses from previous, and I think that's me right there. I think Robert got a picture of me off of something. I'm not sure where he got this one. You guys will recognize Dave, and there's a few other guys in here. But yeah, we absolutely have different poses and different things. I noticed this back here. PWX, I think that's another one that's kind of an inside, an old joke. But yeah, once you get beyond the ringside, we absolutely did. We absolutely do go 2D. And up here, up in the big bowl up here is the same deal, where this is all 2D too, because you're right, it does, all that crowd really does use a lot of stuff. But yeah, once you kind of get up here, that's all flat image back here. It looks great, like from here. Okay, oh god, this looks terrible. It's just a big flat surface. But when you get into the actual ring and you look around, it looks great. So wow, I've never seen this. This is kind of a cool angle on this. It's a cool screenshot from back here. God, that looks so good with that lighting. Ivatopia, what's going on, boss? Boy, that looks great up there. Boy. You just get spoiled. You just get spoiled by having a really kick-ass artist on the project. But yeah, you can see all our tricks back here. You start zooming around, you can see how this all flattens out back here. It's just a big painting, but hell, they did it in Star Wars. In the original Star Wars movies, half the scenery was all murals. So, you know, it's all good. In the meantime, okay, I guess we got Player 4 still alive. We got Bloodshot still alive. We'll have to see if we still have a bias. Yeah, for any newbies that... Hey! That is making my day. I was curious about if those shirts finally got in the mail. Dave tried like 4 times to get those stupid things through customs. If you've got a picture, put it up online and throw up a link. I'll share it up here. I'd love to see you wearing the shirt. Cool. I didn't know. Dave, like I said, over the last weeks and months, he's been trying. He tried like 3 or 4 times to send those stupid things out. Oh, sweet. Why are you guys not telling me this? You got to send me some pictures. I want to see what everybody looks like anyway. Take a picture or something and throw it up. Email to me, Eric at can't find them though. I got mine. I can't fit them though. Oh, is it too big or too small? No tier. You have to do that DDP yoga. Worth it for Thanksgiving. Sweet. Yeah, show me a picture. Because those I hopefully because I know I wanted one. He better have sent mine. God, I hope he has my new address. Did you really? Sweet, man. Yeah, dude, I would totally lose my shit. I would love to see a picture. Either put it on our Facebook page or tweet it or just post a link here in chat and I'll share it too. I would love to see what that looks like. Because I want one. I want one. And I have not. God, I have to make sure that Dave sent it to the right address. Because I don't. Well, he knows I moved. I don't know if he just got my new address or not. I better get one. Just found out John Cena is getting sued by Ford. What? What? Okay, this requires going to Meltzer. Let's see. Where'd you hear that one at? Okay, so there's nothing. Let's try searching. We'll try searching Twitter. You got a link or anything to that? That sounds pretty wild. What's the grounds for hustling to sell it? What? This has got to be parody. Sued by Ford Motor for... Oh, okay. Oh, he marked up a car, huh? Selling a vehicle he was contractually obligated to hold on to for 2 years. Mr. Cena has unfairly made a large profit from the unauthorized resale flip of the vehicle. Hustle, loyalty, respect, baby. Oh my God, that is hilarious. If that's legit, is that legit? Wow, that's so funny. Okay, that's funny. That cracks me up. That's a first. Superman is hit. I have no problem with John Cena. I wish nothing but the best for him. But being a Michigan guy, gotta protect my Ford Motor Company. FOMO Co. That's so funny. Flip the supercar. We gotta write that one down so that when we do story mode in Pro Wrestling X, we have to get it so that you have the choice of selling a supercar and then getting sued. That would make for one hell of a story mode. I think that'd be pretty funny. All right, be right back. Need hydration. Right, I'm back. No batteries. That's really funny, gang. That cracks me up. John Cena, man. Of course, he just got married. That couldn't have been cheap. Brother's got a wedding to pay for, right? Dang. God, that's so funny. John Cena, man. It's just wrestling is so weird. Oh, I'm gonna post a link. Players Tribune. For any of you guys that have read that website, it's the one started by Derek Jeter. DDP wrote a phenomenal article. The gist of the Players Tribune is that kind of players can write their own articles and stuff, and they have kind of a popular series called Letters to My Younger Self, which is exactly what it sounds like. All right, I've got advice and all that kind of stuff. What would I offer my how is this match still going on at 25 minutes? It's insane. But man, I tell you what, after this broadcast is over with, take 10 or 15 minutes and read this letter. This is just phenomenal. DDP always is phenomenal, and so I'll put him over any chance I get. But I tell you, it's a really good. It's really good. And his story is just so phenomenal. It not being AJ phenomenal, but like, all right. So what is happening with this match? Has anybody been paying attention? Is player 4 even like alive? I see that he's getting up and stuff, but he's not throwing any punches. He's not. He's just been getting trounced over and over and over again. I might have to stop the damn match. Look at all that blood. And Tyrador, I don't know what he's juicing too, but he's clearly woozy from all the blood. And I don't understand what's happening here in this match. I'd like to. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, definitely if you get a chance, that letter is well worth reading. It's one of the best things I've read all year. So definitely check that out. Okay, so Bloodshot tried to throw a punch. He tried. Oh, there we go. Okay. Boy, it's just an Iron Man match. This is just insane. These guys are like just killing each other, and nobody's like giving an inch here. Tyrador's the only thing that got any spirit left here. He doesn't know how to pick anybody up right now, though. He's very confused. I've seen him try to do this a couple different times. Oh, I know something else I wanted to mention here tonight. I wanted to send a special thank you to a guy named Ryan the Jobber. I'm going to link to this tweet. He created a new mod for us. And it's nothing fancy. He did the best he could. Let me see if I can get the link to this tweet here. Yeah, check this out. He went and made a ton of wrestlers for Pro Wrestling X. Wow, finally! Oh, player 4 pulls through somehow. That's insane. I'll just keep this one going again. I'll just restart that. Yeah, but he made a pretty sweet mod using all of our pieces and parts. He did the best he could, so it's not perfect. But he used he's got Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Triple H, all these different wrestlers and stuff as this mod. And so good on you, mate, for doing that. That's really, really nice of you. Oh, did we crash? I think we crashed again. Crap. Gong. All right, I need to get a gong. Somebody buy me a gong for Christmas. If I put it on an Amazon wish list, will you guys buy it for me? Kids could take up a collection. Yeah, every time I crash, I need to do a gong. All right, we'll set up another one here. No time limit, baby. Just put it on Kickstarter. Buy Eric a Gong. No, that's really more like a GoFundMe. Oh, we haven't done a cage in a while. Let's do the cage. Let's do the cage. Let's see. We haven't done Grasshopper tonight. We haven't done Grimhold tonight. Jack Blaze and Riot. Let's do Riot. And of course, I'm going to beat that Halloween arena to death because I love it so much. And I don't care. God, John Cena getting sued. Yeah, but that random cable is referring to some guy got $10,000 just to make a potato salad. That was an early on Kickstarter. He couldn't do that today. He couldn't do that today. Now, like I said, I think my best bet would be Amazon wish list and then just publish my wish list and see if I got somebody who would buy it for me. Because I want a big one. And the little desk ones are like $30. It's like, okay, I do a little desk one, but I want a big one. I want a big giant. This kind of looks like oh, I missed the ragdoll physics. I haven't looked at that in a while. It's very true, Random Cable. This is very true. Dude, I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked you guys you've gotten your shirts. That makes me really happy. I know it was driving Dave crazy. The box wouldn't go through customs or something like that, and I don't know. It was going. I never quite understood the whole gist of all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was driving him nuts. So that's great. I'm thrilled you guys got your shirts. It makes me very happy. So yeah, next time you're wearing it, take a picture. I want to see what they look like. I want to know where mine is. Because, yeah, the shirt design was pretty sweet. We got big ups to our artist for doing that. That turned out so cool. So, dying to see it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I always like they said, it's going to be, 2018 is going to be a really, really interesting year for our game. We got a lot of little irons in the fire. And, boy, it looks like a lot of things could come together in 2018. So we're just hoping and praying that Trump doesn't start nuclear war or anything like that. And so we can actually, have this give this game a happy ending for crying out loud. Said everybody's been busting their ass so hard on this for years. It's got to pay off at some point. So we're working on some different ideas. Dave's been working on some meetings and stuff, trying to just see what we can do. See what we can do to get our crew. God, that's so funny when they all three just take off at once. You know what would be it would be hilarious to see if it really had actual physics where if three guys hit the oh my god, are they all going to climb at once? If three guys hit the ring at rope at once, if there was it had these huge physics. Oh, look at that. Oh, crush. Yeah, there's different theories on that, Random Cable. There's a lot of people that say that he can do it. He's got the codes and stuff. He doesn't have to declare. He doesn't have to wait for the Congress. American law is weird. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm hoping. I said it's going to be really interesting. The 2018 has got a lot of. It's going to be a lot of challenges. I mean, like I said, the gaming landscape is getting to be really, really weird in terms of there's just so many games. And the tools have gotten more and more accessible, which is wonderful. I said I want to learn. How all that's done. I'm dying to build my own game and all this kind of stuff. But the downside the challenge then becomes discovery. And what I'm hoping is that all the work that we've put in over the last 16 years, trying to build awareness and all that kind of stuff, will hopefully pay off. But we just got to see. We just got to make sure we have a really good product. And yeah, Random Cable. That's exactly what I've been kind of looking at some of that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm a sprite guy. I was talking about this with our artist a couple of weeks ago. That anytime things start entering the third dimension, I get really lost because I am an old school. I used to play with flip books. Do I even have a thick book around here? I don't know if I do. I guess a little notebook. What I used to do is I used to take the corners of stuff, and you used to be able to flip the pages, and see animation that way, like the original, like kind of what they did, you know, with Disney and all that stuff, you know, where everything was just, it was just old school animations, and so sprites and all that kind of stuff. That's what always like attracted me, and that's what I always dreamed of making growing up, was like sprite-based games. Now, when it comes to a wrestling game, it's like, holy shit, you know, that there's so much work with doing sprites and all that kind of stuff. I'd still love to do it one of these days. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more Pro Wrestling X plus more Star Citizen in 2018 plus Spellforce 3, even though it's out this month. I'm getting it for Christmas, so for 2018 for you, awesome. I'm getting behind. I'm getting behind on games. I can't keep up. I played Cuphead and I wanted to die. It was too hard. And I just, like the hell if I had that kind of time to spend on that. Been thinking really hard about getting a Switch though. The new Mario game, that Odyssey, looks freaking amazing. Anybody out there with a Switch, let me know. I'm very curious what that's like. Very curious what that's like. Because like I said, and then I've been trying to cool it with Isaac. Like I said, I had to install software that kept me from playing it. Like I said, that was bad. It was a program called Focus, I think it was, that it lets you, like, say 9 to 5, you're not allowed to play this game, or you can just say, okay, block me for 20 hours. I blocked it for the maximum, like 31 days, to just keep me from playing these games so I can get some stuff done. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Raina. I don't like microtransactions at all. Cool. Random Cable says he has the Switch and it's nice to play with. Ivtopia, don't have a Switch but got to play Mario Kart or whatever it was for a few hours, and it was horrible. Oh god, I'm terrible at Mario Kart. Let's face it, I'm terrible at most video games. Let's just be really honest. I am. There are very few people that are worse. I'm pretty good at Isaac. Binding of Isaac, but that was out of sheer repetition. And I don't know what it is about that game, but I couldn't stop playing it. I liked another one called Risk of Rain quite a bit. That was really fun. I've got like a long list of games that are like these indie games that I want to play. I've been starting to look more at, again, I don't know how it's pronounced, itch.io, itch.io, however, I've always called it itch.io, but it's probably just itch.io. I've been trying to like look at more of those kind of games. Like I said, just trying to really do the independent gamers and try to reward those guys. There's a couple of YouTubers that post a lot of Game Maker Studio videos, and I want to start becoming Patreons and all that stuff. No Tier Guide. You guys see this link I'm pulling up? All right, I'll trust you. It's not gonna be Rickrolling or anything. Don't post that kind of stuff here, Ian. Dude, a lot of those videos are fake. Don't fall for that stuff, man. There's the mentality out there that a lot of poor people are milking welfare and living like kings, and it's not the case, man. I kind of used to think that way, and then you go and you visit some of these places like food banks and stuff, and these people ain't trying to game the system. They're struggling. Their people are hurting right now, man. It sucks. It sucks, and I know we want to sometimes believe the worst, but and there's always going to be a few. There's always going to be a few, man. There's always going to be a few, but there's a lot of them out there that are really struggling and really hurting, and so I don't know, man. I used to be, well, like I said, a lot of these videos you're finding are fakes, dude. They're there to get page views and try to again kind of further that stuff. So I just be careful with that stuff. I ain't gonna tell you you're your own person. I ain't gonna tell you how to think, but a lot of that stuff is kind of mean-spirited, and like I said, there's a lot of folks out there really struggling. Yeah, there's because I used to do that. I worked a lot when I was in my early 30s. I joined an organization called the JCs, and a lot of you guys might have heard of JCs if you're American. It's a kind of a service organization for 21 to 40-year-olds. And so it's kind of like it's a way for like young people to kind of get volunteering and get leadership experience and all that kind of stuff, because so much of some when you're young, sometimes it can be really, really hard to get really solid experience. Wow, we got a chase going out of the cage here. Look at this. Oh, nice. That was awesome. What a great finish. Wow, that was really close. I want to do that again. I got to check that out again. That was really close. I want to see that one more time. Oh, it's a player 4 bias. Oh man, I'm gonna have to yell at Robert about that. No, but when I joined the JCs, I kind of had my eyes open to a lot of stuff. I kind of did it as a way to kind of meet people, because I worked out of my house and never really, didn't hang out with a lot of people, and so I kind of thought, well, okay, it'd be good to network, it'd be good for my business and all this kind of stuff. And I really got into it though. I really did a lot in terms of like, a lot of volunteer stuff around the community, and I started what they call the Ghosts. I call it the Ghosts of Kalamazoo tour, where we took people on historic tours around Kalamazoo, because Kalamazoo is a really, really old town, and they've got all these ghost stories. Like Elvis lives in Kalamazoo. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but yeah, Elvis lives in Kalamazoo. And like a lot of our area cemeteries and stuff have all these pretty famous people, and so what I did is I kind of helped me and a couple other people like put together like this tour, like this walking tour, where we take people around and raise money for charity. And so it was really, really interesting. You start hearing some of the facts about, like poverty and like how many kids, like moms and stuff. That's one thing when we talk about grown-ups and welfare and all that stuff. But man, you don't have any idea like how many poor kids there are that like don't even have like winter coats and stuff for the winter time. That's what this charity did, is they went out and bought new hats and coats and boots and all that, and gloves for kids who like were going to school and they were freezing. And the teachers would kind of pay attention to see like what kids were kind of showing up to school and say, you know what, God, that kid could use a really, coat and all that stuff. So it kind of opened my eyes to kind of like what poverty actually is, and like the quote unquote type of people and all that stuff. And I said, these people are, God, I mean, like I said, they're just like all of us. I mean, any one of us can be like that. It takes one bad medical thing or something like that, and you're in a world of hurt. So I don't know. Like I said, it's just one of those things that kind of the more you get out there, that you start realizing some of that stuff doesn't. I don't know. It's the stereotypes and stuff. They're just not always true. You're always going to find a few cases, but sorry guys, didn't mean to go on a tangent there, but like I said, nothing but love. Like I said, it just kind of goes back to take care of your neighbor. I love being in the cold outside when I skipped study hall. Now, see, I was a good doobie. I never skipped. Random Cable, what neck of the woods did you grow up in? What part of the country? See, I grew up in Michigan, and it gets awfully cold. Gets awfully cold up here. And so I remember waiting by the bus stop. God, freezing my ass off. But I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have like a good coat and all that stuff. I knew people that went to school like that. I had a buddy of mine who he was one of my best friends, and he was and he had like plastic in his windows. He didn't even have glass in the window. Somebody broke it, and they couldn't afford to fix it, so they had plastic on his window. And it was just like, man, he was such a good guy. He had no money, but if he got a little money and he went and got popcorn at the concession stand, he'd always share it with you. It's like, man, what a great guy that was. Upstate New York, yeah, you guys know about cold. Is upstate New York? Upstate New York is considered like the Buffalo area, right? Because you cats are the one area of the country that gets the lake effect snow worse than we do. Ooh, we got a winner. Yeah, upstate New York, that's not messing around. You guys get some cold weather too. Yeah, I know. There was one. Listen, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about when I talk about lake effect snow. But you cats in upstate New York know what I'm talking about. You guys know. All right, we'll quit this one. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, Kentucky will get ice every once in a while. You guys, see, the thing is, you guys get the nasty summer weather and all that kind of stuff. You guys get the humidity and all that stuff. I got friends down in that neck of the woods. Let's do a submission match. I don't know if we've ever done a submission match. I want to see what this actually looks like. Oh, let's do the different ring. You guys have seen that ring enough. Let's do fake Dane, or not fake Dane, fakes. Wild style we haven't seen tonight. Hammerlock we haven't seen tonight. And, oh, where's Meth Head? We'll do Meth Head. Oh, we'll do the pre-WX Arena just for old time's sake. Cold over here in Kentucky and too hot in the summer. I'm from the UK and it feels like Kentucky's the same weather, but a lot more extreme than I'm used to. Yeah, you get, especially you start getting down south. You can't, listen, those cats get the humidity down there. Yeah, you don't get a lot of, you don't get a lot of snow down in that neck of the woods. You get ice every once in a while. I got some friends that are down there, and that's the one that's like, yeah, it's not so bad. You get up in the mountains and you get some snow, but it's not quite as bad as like when you get down into like Georgia and stuff, and where they have to shut school down if they get any ice, or because they just don't have the equipment to take care of any of that stuff. Ooh, I strangely suspect I didn't put all players on CPU again. Oh, well, it'll be fun to see people beat up on Dane. No, and it's funny because Michigan hasn't been getting the huge snow totals. We'll get like really bad snow, and then it'll all melt. Where in the UK, Avitopia? Were you in like London, or I don't know that much about the UK. I kind of know London and maybe a few of the other smaller towns, but I've never been over into that neck of the woods. Gotta get over to Europe sometime. It'd be kind of fun. Crew, okay. I'm gonna tell you that's the other fun thing about this game is it has opened my eyes to like all different parts of the world. Like our boy Zeron here, he's I believe he's from Spain, and he's one of our biggest fans. We've talked to guys, we've literally Skyped with guys from Germany before, and it's just God, it's so fascinating to me, like how just all these borders and stuff just doesn't matter much when it comes to video games and stuff, and we got fans all over the world. I remember when we did the I checked the our what I called our hero list. What I did is I kind of composed a list of everybody who had given us money before we hit Steam, for T-shirts back in 2004, for pre-orders of Uprising, all these kind of things. And I have like a full list of everybody that's ever given us any money, and it was ridiculous how many different countries they were from. And it's the same thing for our Steam stats too, where you just got them from all over the place. I mean, we got them from Russia, from Germany, from Spain, from Mexico, Canada, yeah, the exotic country of Canada. But God, it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. I used to go to Manchester once or twice a year for TNA or WWE or Fozzy. That's awesome, man. Okay, so here's a poll thrown out to you. I agree, wrestling brings people together, and I got to tell you, Young Bucks and Cody and all those guys talking about renting out that 10,000 seat stadium for a big, like the biggest indie show of all time, or whatever you want to call it. I know they were scoping out Chicago. If they do Chicago, I'm going, and I'm bringing my buddy, and we'll have to get our other guy that will pop in on our Twitch broadcasts every once in a while and see if he'll come with us. Because I said, if he comes to Chicago, I'm going. Because I think that would be so much fun, and it'd be just a fun atmosphere, and maybe our game will be even more kick-ass, and we'll be able to, God, shit, I mean, like, imagine how cool that would be if Pro Wrestling X got, like, so legit that we could have, like, a merch booth at, like, that indie show. I mean, how cool and how amazing would that be? So, I don't know. God, I didn't even think about CM Punk's in Chicago. Shit, I didn't even think about that. Can you imagine, like, him coming out of retirement for one night only, to do, like, the biggest indie show of all time? You kidding me? Oh, man. Put your logo on a poster, then go there to the event? Absolutely. Or we just sell a bunch of Steam cards. Go in and sell a bunch of Steam codes. I mean, there's any number of things that we could do. We could make some T-shirts. I mean, there's stuff we could do. I don't know. Like I said, but again, we gotta have the product, and we gotta have the, and I don't know how much like that something like that would be. I'm sure they wouldn't charge, I can't imagine it being any too cheap. But, geez, I think that'd be really, really fun to do something like that. And it'd just be fun to meet a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys, would travel, and we've got fans all over the place. But in the Midwest, you guys would drive a few hours to come see a sweet wrestling show and come say hi to us, right? Yeah, I heard that's Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan. It'd be interesting. That would be interesting. But if you got 10,000 people, it's going to have to be Bryan or Punk. You'd figure that, something. See no tear God. I gotta, okay, I'll let that go that you're from Ohio. And now being from Michigan, I'm supposed to hate you. We're in Ohio, man. Because there's some, like, Columbus is cool. Now, I'm not supposed to say Columbus is cool, because even though I hate University of Michigan, like, you still, that's their arch enemy is Ohio State, and that's where the Columbus is. But Columbus is a pretty cool town. Cincinnati, all right. I got a funny story for you. I stayed the night at an airport. I got sick on a plane. I was flying out to Seattle, and this was, gosh, how many years ago was this? Maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And it was the very first time I started having any trouble with any of this, like my stomach and stuff, right? Had a really, really stressful week, and I was going to Seattle for vacation. And my flight was early in the morning, and I get up and go to drive an hour north and, like, leave at like 7 in the morning. So it was like I had to get up at 5 a.m., and I'm not an early morning guy. And got up and got on this plane from Grand Rapids, about an hour north of where I'm at. And it flew down to Cincinnati, and that was my layover to go to Seattle. And I started feeling really sick on the plane, and I got off the plane and went to the bathroom. I was like, okay, this is in Cincinnati, and I'm just like, okay, wow, that was out of my system. And then I got back on the plane to go to Seattle, and like about 10 minutes before the plane takes off, my stomach just went kablooey. I now know this as I must have had some kind of panic attack or something like that. I didn't know at the time what it was. But I started feeling really sick and really horrible. And I looked around, I was like, I've got to get off this plane. Like, I had a freak out moment, and I just said, I don't feel well, I got to get off this plane. And so I spent the night in a hotel room in Cincinnati, just like feeling so miserable. That I was like, all right, this is awful. And then I got up the next morning feeling a little bit better, got on that same flight the next day, and this time I lasted 20 minutes into the flight, and I got sick. And so I didn't get the time, I didn't know what it was, but again, it must have been some kind of panic attack or something. And I spent the entire almost 4-hour flight pacing back and forth around like where the stewards and stewardesses were, because it was the only thing that would make me feel better. And so it was a long-ass flight. It was so horrible. And to this day, I still have trouble with planes and all that stuff. And that was all stems from that one stupid flight that I went through Cincinnati on. Oh, God, I got to catch up here. Wife works in Cincinnati, like an hour drive from here. Yeah, that's not all neck of the woods, because I remember, the other thing I remember from that is I was in the hotel in Cincinnati, and they had a brochure for the Creation Museum or something like that was around there. The one that's all about Noah's Ark and all that kind of stuff. And so I was just like, holy crap, I must go to this at some point. Anybody saw how bad Justice League movie was? I never saw it. I typically don't see DC movies. I heard the Wonder Woman movie was amazing, but I never got a chance to go see it. It kills me that they... what year was this? This must have been, boy, I couldn't even give you a year. 2007, maybe? Something like that. It was a long time ago. Yeah, see, I'm pissed about Superman, because Superman was always my favorite, and he's still my favorite. I am a fan of the Christopher Reeve. I'm tired of superheroes that are dark and mysterious and conflicted and all that stuff. I want good. I want lawful good. I like Captain America. I like Superman. I like my superheroes pure and honest and good. And it's just like, I'm tired of conflicted superheroes. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of dark superheroes. I want role models. Sorry, that's a little tangent, but I haven't seen a Superman movie in forever. Yeah, I got no problem with Spider-Man. He's been remade to death, though. They drive me crazy. been collecting comics since. Say, I was a GI Joe guy. When I grew up, all through junior high and all through high school, I was obsessed with GI Joe. And in fact, here's an insight into my personality. I didn't get into GI Joe. I collected all the Cobra vehicles. Every Cobra. I had all the comics. I loved the comic, and then I never liked GI Joe except for Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was my boy. But that's all I collected. That's all I collected was the Cobra stuff because I thought they always got the cooler vehicles and they had the cooler costumes and stuff. So I don't know. Boy, it's funny. I did this submission match and I haven't seen anybody throw a submission yet. So it'll be funny. I might have to. This will probably end up having to close. Holy crap! It's 10 o'clock. Wow. Started off kind of slow, but I chatted a little bit here too much. First Spidey was good. Yeah, the one with Macho Man in it. See, that's the thing is they kept remaking Spider-Man too many times. It's kind of the same way I feel about Batman. This is going to be a statement of controversy. My two favorite Batman are Michael Keaton and Adam West. I do not acknowledge Dark Knight. I do not acknowledge George Clooney. I do not acknowledge Ben Affleck. None of that crap. To me, Michael Keaton is the perfect Batman. Because he was the perfect Bruce Wayne. He was just a weird, eccentric dude, and I love those two, especially that first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson. It's just incredible. They're my favorite. And then the '60s Batman is also my favorite. I am a sucker for the old Adam West Batman. I loved that TV show. I think it's the funniest damn thing ever. And don't at me. You can try to pin, but it ain't gonna work. Everybody's dead. Somebody slap on an armbar. It's funny because I think somebody mentioned that before that the computer never throws submissions. He will occasionally go for a choke every once in a while. Read that people want Michael Keaton to come back as the older Bruce Wayne and replace the current guy. I don't know where Batman is at. I watched all the Dark Knight movies and I hated them. I'm the only person my age, I'm the only person that hated Dark Knight. I did not care. I hate it when he talked like this. And I hated the Batmobile. I hated everything about it. And so I was not a fan of the Dark Knight series at all. So I watched them, but I have not seen any Ben Affleck. I have not seen any of that stuff. So, yeah, see, I heard good things about Batman versus Superman. So for whatever that's worth, like I said, never didn't see it. I didn't want. I've got a certain impression of Superman and Batman, and I don't want that ruined. All right, gang. I'm getting sleepy. I haven't slept like crap all week. So I'm going to get to bed early tonight. But as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for Twitch tonight. You guys are the best. I'm hoping in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure we'll have news on the new stuff soon. But stay tuned. I won't be around next week because I'll be on vacation. But hopefully in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a pretty tight, polished, brand new shiny build for you guys. Again, I don't want to make any promises because our boy Robert is working hard and he's fired up, and he is fired up, gang. I've not seen Robert this fired up in quite some time, so you will know, when he's in, and he's promised that he wants to be in the next, whenever we debut this new build, he wants to be there. So I might have to get the hype train rolling and get more people in chat just so that everybody can get a dose of Robert. Yeah, definitely take care. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Until then, ProWrestlingX.com, Facebook.com/ProWrestlingX, at ProWrestlingX on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Pro Wrestling X Game, I think it is, on YouTube, all that fun jazz. And yeah, just keep in the loop. And like I said, we'll keep you guys posted. And once again, thanks for your support. So, cheers.